Hi everyone, I'm again here with another pattern named as iterator pattern. Coming to the introduction of iterator pattern. In this, iterator design pattern is a commonly used design pattern in Java and .NET programming environment. This pattern is used to get a way to access the elements of the collection of objects in sequential manner without any need to know its underlying representation. And this iterator design pattern falls under behavioral pattern category. We can say the example of passing a video or moving a forward or backward a video. This is the one of the best example we can say under iterator pattern. We can pass a video and we can forward the video or we can backward the video from the current state. That is one of the example we can say under iterator pattern. Let us see the intent of a iterator pattern. The intent of iterator pattern is providing a way to access the elements of an aggregate object sequentially without exposing its underlying representation. That means the intent of a iterator pattern is that you have a custom collections which is a complex object and you don't want to expose the internals of the complex objects and at the same time to provide a way to iterate on that object sequentially. And this iterator pattern also called as a cursor. This iterator pattern also named as a cursor. Let us see the motivation of this iterator pattern. Coming to the motivation of an iterator pattern, in this iterator design pattern is a reliability simple and frequently used design pattern, and there are a lot of data structures and collections are available in each and every programming languages, and each language and each collection must provide an iterator that lets it iterate through its object created. However, while doing so, it makes sure that it doesn't expose respective implementation. Let us see an example for this motivation. I considered here one of the example. Using iterated pattern, we can access the elements of a collection object in sequential manner without any need to know its underlying representation. This is the intent for the iterator pattern. See here, I am considering here collection. Collection can be a list or set and array, that is nothing but a data structures of list which will be different from data structure of set and which will be different from the data structure of arrays. So, I considered here a container. Container is nothing but it is containing which contains a lot of objects. A container is nothing but it is a container which consists lot of objects. So, we can see here this is a container consisting of 4 objects, object 1, object 2, object 3 and object 4. Example of collection is list, set and array. If you take the list, the data structure is different, and if you consider the set, that data structure is also different than list, as same as arrays data structure is also different from the list. Here set is different from the list, array is different from the set. And in the same way, storing mechanism of elements of a list is different, as its same way a storing mechanism of elements in set is different, and also storing elements of mechanism in array is also different. And what is the intent of this is, by using this iterator pattern, what we can do is, what is the use of iterator pattern is, using the interpreter design pattern we can access the elements in the container. So, suppose we want to get all the objects in the collection of the container in a sequential manner, that we can use iterator pattern and we can access the one by one values and we can process it. That means that can be done by using the iterator design pattern. That is the main use of using the design pattern. We know that the elements in the list, the process of storing or elements of a list is different in set when compared to list and as same as array. In such a condition also we can access the all elements. We can sequentially access the, we can sequentially collect the all the elements from the container. That can be done by using the interpreter design pattern. So what we say here is, if we are using iterator pattern, we no need to worry about the internal data structure of either list, set or array. We can use it a design pattern and access the elements in the collection of object. If you are using iterator pattern, we no need to worry about the internal data structure of list, set or array. We can use it as a design pattern and access the elements in the collection of objects. An aggregate objects such a list should give a way to access its elements without exposing its internal structure. Moreover, you might want to traverse list in different ways depending on what you want to accomplish, but you probably don't want to bloat the list interface with operations for different traversals. Even if you could anticipate the ones you will need, you might also need to have more than one traversal pending on the same list. To overcome this, we are going to use this iterator pattern. The iterator pattern lets you do all this. The key idea in this pattern is to take the responsibilities for access and traversal out of the list objects and put it into an iterator object. Here, the iterator pattern, the iterator class defines an interface for accessing the list elements, and an iterator object is responsible for keeping track of the current elements. That is, it known which element have been traversed already. So, to solve this, to see this, let us consider an example for this motivation. I considered here an example consisting of abstract list, iterator, skip list, list iterator and skip list iterator. A skip list is a skip list is a probabilistic data structure with characteristics similar to balanced tree. We want to be able to write code that works for both list and skip list object. We define an abstract class. That provides a common interface for manipulating list. Similarly, we need an abstract iterator class that defines a common iterator interface. Then we can define a concrete iterator subclass for different list implementation. As a result, the iterator mechanism becomes independent of concrete aggregate classes. The remaining problem is how to create the iterator, since we want to write code that is independent to concrete list subclass. We can't simply instantiate a special class. Instead, we make the list objects responsible for creating their corresponding iterators. This requires an operations like create iterator, through which clients request an iterator object. Create iterator is an example of a factory method. We use it here to let a client ask a list object for the appropriate iterator. And also we use the factory method approach gives rise to two classes hierarchies, one for list and another for iterators. The iterator factory method connects the two hierarchies. This is about the motivation and about the structure of motivation, how it is going to perform and overcome the problem. So, let us see the next template, that is nothing but an applicability.